How MARION Works, a podcast series dedicated to informing you of the inner workings in all areas of MARION government and public services. Thank you for listening. Welcome, friends. This is Season 2, Episode 1 of How MARION Works. The How MARION Works podcast series is made to inform and expose the community and surrounding areas to all the moving pieces of Marion, Indiana. And with thousands of employees and a population of nearly 30,000, Marion deserves to be highlighted and celebrated. We gratefully welcome you to our podcast series, How MARION Works. I'm your returning host, Layla Price-Bodkin, and I'm so happy to be back for a fresh new season in 2026. So today I get to introduce to you not only a new member of the City Development Department, but my new talented co-host, Lillian Harshaw. So welcome to the show, Lillian. And I'm so excited that we get to do this together for the whole year. You're in it. I'm in it officially. Yeah, it is official.
Thank you.
And you're actually a veteran with podcasts, so we're going to talk about that a little bit later.
Okay.
But today we're going to start with a little fun icebreaker question.
Ice.
Oh boy.
Okay,
so, and I'm going to go first. That way you kind of maybe get a chance to think about it. But okay. What is something that you have learned how to do recently that you are excited about? And I thought about that question this morning because last night I learned how to use one of those Cuisinart egg cookers for the first time.
Yeah.
And I was so excited. I was like, I've always wanted to have an easier way to do hard-boiled eggs and poached eggs. So I found it at Goodwill. $7. If people know me, I love a good bargain. Mm-hmm. And I used it for the first time. I had to watch a few YouTube videos and I got it down and it was so easy. And it was like, I learned how to do that in no time.
Nice.
And I cooked perfect poached eggs last night.
So for you and the mister or just you?
Me and the mister.
Okay.
What's up? You guys come on in. We have some photographers entering the studio. Come on in. You guys get settled. So yeah, we got our icebreaker question started. So I don't know if I threw you off, but you can have time to think about it if you want.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's go.
The one thing that I learned, I say this year, but it started last year, was yoga.
Nice. Yes.
Didn't realize how tough/easy it was going to be. And I say tough as
easy.
Far as didn't realize that the bones was a little tighter than what I thought they were, but easy as time has been going on and the difference that it's made for me mentally and physically. So yoga definitely was like the thing that I'm most excited that I learned this year, starting last part of last year.
What made you want to start learning that new practice? And can you tell me more about how you like to do it? Like, do you do the videos on YouTube? That's what I do at home. Mm-hmm. And I particularly love yoga with Adrienne. She has her dog with her all the time. Mm-hmm. It's really sweet. And her episodes are super, I don't know, they're just super mindful, just depending on what mood you're in or what you're going through. Like if you're having some anxiety that morning or whatever, there's always a yoga for it.
Yeah.
And it can be as short as 10 minutes.
Yeah. I do it on YouTube, like you. I found a young lady on there. Her name is Black Yogi. I think that's her full name.
Oh, cool.
And she has different practices on there right now. It's a 30-day challenge that I'm doing.
That's
but
good.
I normally do it in the morning, get up early in the morning, do it then. And then after I do my session, I write my journal. And then I do my other morning routine to get ready for work. But what initiated me really doing the yoga, besides the physical aspect, was the mental aspect, to not get in a dark place or anything. But I was going through a little mental depression, if you will, anxieties,
it could even be seasonal
and all that. And so I needed something to calm me down and bring me level me out a little bit. And I was like, well, let me do some yoga. It's a win-win. So yeah, that's how it started.
That's so funny that you said that as your answer, because one of my, I guess, New Year's resolutions is to do yoga like at least 5 days a week.
Do it.
Like it's a lot. I know it sounds like a lot, but even just 10 minutes a day to really, to not lose it, because you start to lose mobility, I feel, when you stop doing it.
Oh, yeah. And
Or
it's
just
cold
in general.
outside and everything gets
Yeah.
tighter out. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I suggest to anybody 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a minute, do some stretch.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
speaking of just New Year's resolutions, I need more creative time. So I'm carving out creative time this year.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, we can get caught up in all kinds of busyness. So I'm trying my best.
Good.
So we're going to learn about you, Lillian, today. That's what this episode is going to focus on, just Layla and Lillian. This is our kickoff episode. I love the way that sounds, by the way. We would love to learn. I know that our listeners are excited to have you and to learn more about you. So I would love for you to just explain where you're from and maybe just a brief educational background and a brief background about your career.
Sure. Born and raised in Indianapolis, Indiana. I am the youngest of 9 children, 7 boys. Wow. My sister's the oldest. All the boys are in the middle, and I'm the last.
Wow.
Very large family. My mom, my grandmother. Don't go by that name. I'm Mimi.
Oh, you're Mimi.
I'm Mimi.
That was my grandfather's name.
Really?
Nickname.
Really?
But it was M-E-M-E.
I'm M-I-M-I.
Cool.
I'm Mimi. And background, I started in cosmetology, but ended up doing in property management. Did that for over 20 years in a large management company in Indianapolis.
Did you say where you went to high school, or did I miss that?
No, I did not. I went to Northwest High School in Indianapolis.
Okay, cool. I love to get that out there too, just in case anybody out there went to Northwest.
Oh, hey, Northwest Pioneers. And then I met my husband online.
Oh, cool.
We're going to stop right there. Met him online on an online dating site. Said I do. He's from here. He's a Marion native. Moved here in 2018 and been here ever since and loved every minute of it.
Wow. So you lived here for 8 years?
Yes.
And you did say that you were a property manager for a large apartment complex company?
Yes. Yes. I guess I can go into it. I worked for Sexton, pretty large company there in Indianapolis. They built a lot of properties there and managed quite a few. On top of that, I worked at one of the largest, that was 1,349 units. And I also worked at one of their more intimate ones that was less than 200. It was a great experience working there. It taught me a whole lot. I also worked for Van Roy companies.
Yeah.
And I also worked with I think there was only 2. Van Roy and Sexton were the only 2 main hubs that I worked at.
Seems like you were on the front lines a little bit there.
I was, especially with Sexton. Sexton was probably the one that taught me the most of property management and dealing with, in that aspect of dealing with residents on a more one-to-one intimate basis, but also keeping it professional at the same time.
Yeah, you probably had to deal with people's complaints maybe at all, or did you basically have to enforce the rules with them?
Both. Dealt with the complaints as far as if rules would change, contracts, leases, applications, and things, rental insurance, evictions, which was never fun or never a good time. But in that time, you have to know how to be a people person and also keep it professional at the same time. And I enjoyed that life. I really did. But I'm thankful and grateful for where I am right now, because I feel like that brought me here and made me prepare for here.
It was definitely impressive to see all of those years of experience in a lot of different, complexes. And when you say keep it professional, I know what that means. I mean, you just kind of no nonsense. You have to get down to business. But you got to do the fun stuff with them too. You mentioned helping them plan for, the holidays and parties and things like that.
Oh, that was so fun. At heart, I do enjoy decorating and planning events. I got it from my mom. Yay. My mom was huge like decorator and
cool.
planning events at our church and at other churches, and she used to do weddings and birthday parties and stuff like that. And that's how I learned to do like floral arrangements and decor and things like that. So when I was managing the properties, especially the older ones with the older residents, it was nothing for me to like, let's have a Christmas party or a get together, and I would do all the decorations. And for example, like for Valentine's Day, I made individual Valentine gifts for all the residents, and I hung them on their door. And someone out here loves you. We love you, and with a note and candy and chocolate in it and stuff. I love doing things like that. So coming into this position was natural to me.
Nice.
Because I'm a people person. I'm a server. So that's what I was raised to do. So that's what I'm going to do.
Not only do you have a knack for it, you have the heart for it.
Oh, thank you.
And that's definitely something that I love about you already. And maybe it's something that we kind of share. We both have that kind of a passion for caring for people while also just making them feel welcome and decorating and all of that. It's all connected.
Yes.
You actually mentioned something that I'm working on right now. We have it's an assisted living facility that's next to our church, and we do Valentine's for them every year. So I'm actually working on that right now.
Nice.
Kind of shopping around and trying to find some cute things for them. But maybe we'll have to talk about ideas there.
We'll chat.
That's great. So now in your new role, Lillian, we're going to talk about some other things that you're also kind of a veteran in. But as you are settling in your new role, I figured that's a better segue. How is it going with... So your first day with the City of Marion was on January 5th.
Yes.
And we've known each other for a month now because you got to actually attend before you were even officially an employee. We were still having to go through the normal background check for you, so I wasn't able to introduce you that evening yet. But you had taken the initiative to show up to that traveling town hall, the last one of the year, but it was the first one for you.
Yes.
And so how was that experience, and anything else you want to share about how it's going right now?
That was really cool. I've never been to a meeting like that before, a town hall meeting. So that was very cool and very informative, just to see how the people interact with the mayor and how the mayor interacts with them, and how the staff itself interacted with piggybacking on questions that was being asked or helping the mayor out, letting him know that they supported him in his decisions, and how everyone is just pleased with how everything's going that the mayor is doing. And even before I came into this position, I knew that he was doing a great job. So it was just like to see it firsthand in a more intimate setting, like a town hall meeting, was phenomenal. So I was very impressed with that. And as far as like how things are going, people couldn't be nicer.
Well, you got to meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
Starting out, we had you and your husband attend the Christmas party at the end of the year, which was great. You got to meet everybody and have some fun.
Yes, I did.
You had a lot of great food catered, and it was just, and it was all sponsored by IMG, by the way. Shout out to IMG. And we just had a wonderful time, and my husband and I actually loved getting to know you and your husband and just all of that. So,
that was fun. Yeah, that was really fun. And I couldn't, you could have not invited me to it too, but you guys did, and that spoke volumes of just what I was walking into. So I didn't feel like my first day didn't feel like my first day. It felt like I was already at home.
So in settling into your new role, how are things going in your new office, which is very, very nice, by the way?
Thank you.
When your new neighborhood presidents and your visitors to your office make appointments with you, and if they happen to see your office, they're going to be very impressed and feel welcome.
Thank you. No, I and that's the other thing too, that I was allowed to come in to make my office like my second home. Because a lot of jobs would be like, hey, you just deal with this office as is, and bring one picture and look at that.
Right.
So I just look at your dog. But I think I actually got to like make it me. And that was really cool because I noticed that everybody's office carries their individual personality and style, which that's what you want to showcase. You don't want to showcase like everybody's stagnant and we're all rigid. We're people.
And like you said, we're people, and the human aspect, I mean, it's so important to just realize that we have to be in an environment where we feel comfortable to work. Mm-hmm. You know, if we feel like if everything is just in disarray, or you kind of feel like you skipped a few steps and it's like, oh, now I got to get to work. And that's not the way to start a new job. Mm-hmm. So I was very thankful that you showed that kind of care to not only do that for yourself, but, you know, to show that you care about the people that enter your office. Yeah.
Well, I did want my first day to be focused on my surroundings. I wanted to be focused on what I came for, which, again, I hate to keep saying the word serve, but that's what this position is to me. It's a service. So
it is.
Yeah, I wanted to start.
And you jumped right in. Like, another thing about you, from the traveling town hall, you got to meet a few neighborhood presidents that evening. Mm-hmm. You got to meet a few of the citizens who had come up to the table, and you were already taking notes. Like, some citizen came up to you and you were on top of it to make sure that concern was addressed. And it was like natural.
Thank you.
Just naturally fit in.
Thank you.
So I just appreciate all of that, Lillian. And I'm just going to take a real quick commercial break. I just want to ask you guys to listen to How Marion Works through your favorite podcast platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and many more partners. We highly encourage you to subscribe or follow How Marion Works wherever you listen to podcasts, or find all of our episodes on howmarionworks.com. So speaking of like all, just reflecting on last year, I received one of those recap emails from our host of this podcast. It's called Buzzsprout. And I wanted to share some interesting facts about season 1. So our last season of How Marion Works, we had listeners in 27 different countries, which I thought was cool. Our top 3 most popular episodes from 2025 was the kickoff episode explaining the program, and it was the Marion Police Department episode, and it was also the animal care and control episode from last year. So we were in the top 50% of all Buzzsprout podcasts, and I'm just very excited for a new start to improve and get out there to reach more and more new listeners. So Lillian, I'm so excited to have your help, and you have a very you have a natural talent, first of all, but you also host your own podcast. And so we're going to be talking about some ideas. But speaking of podcast platforms and all of that, we're going to do our next icebreaker question together.
Okay.
So speaking of recaps, I listen to Spotify, and I pay for that subscription because it's definitely important to me. Mm-hmm. So I got my Wrapped last year, and my personal thing that I want to share from my Wrapped, and you can share anything from your Spotify Wrapped from last year, or in general you can just share about your favorite artist. But mine, my favorite artist last year was Casey Musgraves, and she's kind of indie folk, and she my most played song from last year is a song called Slow Burn, and it's just a wonderful song. It has several different meanings that you could take it, but I was also teaching myself how to play it at my shows, but Slow Burn is my favorite most played song. So if there's anything that you want to share from your Spotify Wrapped, Lillian, go ahead, share.
I'm
interested
because this year's Wrap was probably the most different
that
I've ever had, because usually it's always the same.
Oh, is it? Okay.
But okay, for whatever reason, on Disney Plus there is a music concert with John Williams.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody's familiar with John Williams. He writes music scores.
Okay.
And
I'm taking notes.
I got obsessed with this Disney Plus series, and I found it on Spotify. And I had no idea I listened to it that much. So my number one artist on my Spotify was John Williams. And the song, because it's usually Prince. That's usually my number.
I was going to say, you're talking about Prince.
Yeah, it's usually Prince. So I was floored when I saw that. So I didn't even share it on none of my social medias, because I usually do. Because I didn't feel like a bunch of people asked me, like, how did that happen? Because I I got so engulfed in it. I was like, well, maybe, because I used to play band. I used to play flute in band for like 4 years. And I was like, maybe I'll learn to play.
Wow.
So maybe I'll go and play the flute again. So I went to Sweetwater in Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
Rented a flute. And
oh my goodness.
I played for maybe 2 weeks, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't remember nothing.
Well,
so I took it back, because I'm a drummer to be musically.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah, I play the drums. So I figured, I can easily jump back and flute. No, absolutely not. Couldn't even read the music. It was terrible. But so on my Spotify recap, it was John Williams, then it was Prince, then it was Fred Hammond, as far as gospel goes.
Yeah.
And then it was John Williams, Prince, Fred Hammond, and there was a fourth.
I know.
I can't remember.
There was a lot of information thrown at us from that recap.
And there was an old song that I kept playing on repeat by affiliate of Prince, was Wendy and Lisa.
Okay.
They had a solo album at one point, and that came up, and it's a song called Waterfalls.
Oh, nice. I'll have to listen to it.
You have to listen to it. It's a nice song. So, yeah, I was really, it was funny to me. I was like, John Williams, that's funny. So,
that is.
if you're listening, John. Yeah.
That's what inspired you to go get the flute.
Yeah.
And that was kind of what inspired me to learn a new song. So, along the same lines, we were both inspired and to actually emulate it.
Yeah. Initially, it was the cello.
Was it?
But I never played the cello. And so when I went to Sweetwater, and they let you try different instruments out.
They are great.
Yes, they are. Awesome. And I didn't want to cut my nails.
See, I had to.
So I did not want to cut my nails. Yes, I didn't want to cut my nails. So I was like, I can play the flute because I don't have to worry about my nails with the flute. But it was awful. And I only practiced when no one was home, because I was like, I didn't want to be judged. Not that I know my husband wouldn't have judged me or my daughter, but it was more of a self-conscious thing. And I may have played a few times when they were there, but no. I just went back to the drums. I was like, stay in my home lane.
Well, I think we make a good team, because if you're playing drums, I play guitar. We got the vocals covered. You sing too, don't you?
Yeah, but we don't talk about it.
Oh.
Because I'm that person that you have to make sing. I don't volunteer to sing.
Well, we're both, we have a knack, I guess, and a passion for music.
Yes.
So, and then another thing that I thought was really interesting about my Wrapped was that my average age, the age that came up, because I was listening to some reggae rock and so worship music, and I guess with all of that combined, my age was 23. And I'm like,
mine was 16. That's what apparently I'm childish.
That's what I thought. I'm like, man, I'm trend setting.
Yeah,
you're trend setting.
And also, we have my husband and I. We share Life 60. I don't know if it's a driver's app to where, like, you can put your family members on there, and like if they travel a lot, and you can if they have an accident, God forbid, or anything like that, you can see where they are. Since my children in Indy, and they come up here to Marion to come and see me. Yeah, we can look and make sure they're okay or they're on the way. But it gives you a grade at the end of the year, and it also said I was 16. So because I have a slight heavy foot.
You got a heavy foot.
I have a slight heavy foot.
Oh,
so the note was, it's okay to slow down. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm going to take that to heart.
Yeah, you got to be careful around here. How Marion Works is sponsored by the City of Marion. This podcast covers the inner workings of city government to better serve you. Well, okay, so speaking of Spotify,
Yes.
You can listen to How Marion Works on Spotify and many other major platforms. And since we're talking about platforms, Lillian, I would love for you to talk about your own podcast because I think it's really great that you already had a podcast, if you're okay talking about it, even if it's just brief.
Yeah.
And you can either talk about your experience or maybe what you've learned throughout your time being the host of your own podcast. I just want to give you that opportunity.
Sure. Thank you. So I do have a podcast. It is titled Worldly Church Girl. And the podcast comes from a book that I'm currently writing, also titled Worldly Church Girl.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize the title was that. Cool.
And not to stay on the podcast subject, the podcast is where I'm interviewing people of all different backgrounds, careers, and so forth and so on. I've interviewed anyone from local people in Indianapolis to international people overseas to influencers on social media, and also like musical artists like Monteiro Jordan, Tommy Urban, I think that's his last name. Forgive me if I didn't say it correctly. Excuse me.
That's very interesting. And that Monteiro Jordan episode was very good. That
Thank you.
One of the ones that I got to listen to when I was kind of exploring. And so are you continuing that? What does that look like? So I think you're focusing more on finishing your book.
Yes. I'm focusing right now on the book. I do plan on going back into the podcasting because it is a lot of work to do because I'm doing it all solo. I'm the owner, writer, director, producer, media, marketer, publisher.
That sounds very familiar with my music.
Casting, and all the things, and appointment setter, AR, PR.
It's a lot.
Accounts receivable, I'm all the things, all sponsored by my husband. Thank you.
I was going to say, husband is your mental and emotional support.
Yeah. I hate to say a wallet.
A wallet sometimes.
But God bless them. Love them dearly. But it started during COVID. And because the book was the forefronter of it all. But I was like, I needed something to put myself out there, because who's going to buy a book of someone they never heard of? Yeah. And so the podcast came into play. It was born in that aspect.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It just, that's interesting. And the book itself, is it a novel? Is it going to be a novel?
And it is a new adult novel. Is the brand of it. So it's not a young people novel as far as like a teeny bop. Mm-hmm. They call it new adult because it's like an older teenager, like an 18, 19-year-old going into adulthood.
So that's an actual category now?
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's so many categories. It's not even funny.
Huh.
Yeah.
Right? Just like there is genres of music.
Yes, it's like a million genres in writing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's cool that you have that category nailed down, and that you shared that so that people will be able to look out for that when it's ready. We're just excited.
Yeah.
That's an exciting venture, and it's courageous. Everything that you're doing is very courageous.
Thank you. It's the writing process has been very eventful. I even went to the Midwest conference that's held at Ball State.
Really?
I go there. I've been to one. I'm planning on going to another one in the near future, probably this summer. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of showcasing of starting writers and authors, and then they have local authors that's already published that come and teach seminars, and I even if you really have a slight interest in writing, I highly suggest to go to one of their conferences.
Specifically books, or specifically any kind of writing?
Any kind of writing.
Creative writing?
Any kind of creative writing.
I might be interested in going.
It's only like a weekend, and you can go home and come back, or you can actually stay in town, and it's not that far. So, and they have they serve lunch in between, and you can talk to. That's how I was got connected with 3 literary art agents through there. And what was funny, my book, I threw it in the trash because I didn't like it, my first draft. So I went empty-handed. I just told them the concept of the book.
Yeah.
And they snatched me up.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're just
they
still
loved
waiting.
Your concept.
So they're still, and the podcast was in play at the time too. So there was like, this girl's got a book and she got a podcast, and it's all cohesive. So.
Well, that just goes to show to never give up, because even though you threw the book away, you were at that conference.
Yeah.
You showed up.
Yeah.
And that speaks volumes, and, that was good for yourself.
Yeah.
I would write when I first started writing music. I would just throw away stuff that I would write, and it was more of like a cleansing period.
Yeah.
That's what I call it. And then I would take that same song that I wrote about, and I cleaned it up to where it was universal and something that everybody can relate to.
Yes. And I'm glad I did that, because I felt like that first draft was not my voice. It was the voice of other authors I've read, and it was stemmed from them. So the draft that I'm working on now, that I'm almost finished, thank you, Jesus. It's me. I hear me, and it's been very therapeutic, and I'm glad that again, even with writing, it brought me here.
Can you talk about your faith and how that has basically helped you get to where you are now?
Sure. I'm a church kid, born and raised in Pentecostal faith. My mom was a Sunday school teacher. My dad was the deacon. So we was at church whenever the doors were open. We were very active in the church as far as any youth programs, or my mom actually started a youth program at the church that we went to. It's not in function now, but at the time it was a big deal. It was called Holy Youth Crusaders.
Nice.
And it was from like ages 5 to 19.
Wow.
And I remember that I was too young to be actually in it, so I was a mascot.
You were younger than 5?
Yeah.
That's so
but I
cute.
remember, because I had my little shirt on, and I was so proud that I got a shirt. So I was a mascot.
Oh,
but
that's so funny. That's cute.
but all those things extended to like into my adulthood, to where like now I still go home to Indy to decorate my church 3 to 4 times a year. Awesome. And change up the seasons, and which I got to go. Christmas is still up. I'm sorry, y'all, but the weather's been bad.
Yeah.
but I'll be back to change the decorations.
I love that.
But I'm thankful for that foundation that I received, because it's helped me in more aspects than just my spiritual life. It helped me in my raising my family, my marriage, my professional life, my careers, my ups and my downs. I will not give any of that up for any of it. Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing. It just felt right to ask, and I know that there are a lot of people that can relate.
Yeah.
And I'm on a new spiritual journey as well, and I don't know. I think it's like I've grown more than I ever have.
Yeah.
It just feels good to have faith in general. And so now that we are working together, I'm really excited, first of all, to be able to glean off of one another in so many capacities. And we've already had a social media meeting to where we're going to have some fun stuff through the city pages. And just so you know, my listeners, our listeners already know that they can follow the city pages. We're on TikTok and YouTube and X and Facebook and Instagram. We might even be adding one, getting rid of one, just kind of looking how the last year went. And so you and I, Lillian, have already had our social media meeting. We've had our podcast meeting for this season, and we're not going to share a whole lot today because we're focused on you today. But we're going to be putting some things out on the socials that we encourage you to look at, so that you'll know some exciting things that are coming up this season in 2026. And you, Lillian, as the new Neighborhood Association Coordinator, you have already scheduled your first President's meeting for the year, which will be February 10th, that the neighborhood leaders will be attending. And that was your initiation. I mean, they usually don't even meet at City Hall in February, but I thought that it was a really great idea to go ahead and introduce yourself. And they're excited to meet you, and you've probably already gotten some RSVPs.
Yes, I did. I'm excited. I just want to put, excuse me, I want to put a face to the name, and I want them to, I don't want them to ever feel, or anybody for that matter, to feel like I'm not approachable. I'm not open to suggestions, open to even some constructive criticism, because I am new to this position. I'm not new to helping people. I'm not new to, again, using the word serving people, but I'm open. And so, that's why, making my office the way it was really important to me, not just for I can have a cute office, but I was like, I want to have a coffee bar. So when they come in there, they can, I don't mean I want y'all just coming in to use my office for Starbucks.
Within reason.
but I have a coffee bar in there, and they can come in there and we can set up a meeting and talk and not just be over the phone all the time. And because sometimes it's hard to convey, and even via text, you can't really express how you feel over the phone sometimes. And body language speaks volumes, and you may be saying it one way, but your body language is telling me something completely different, and vice versa. So we can have that open relationship. And, I'm not trying to destroy or shake up the room of whatever was created or done in this position by anyone else, or by the or what the mayor already has in place. I'm trying to walk in that path and see if I can help it make it better. That's it.
One of the things that resonated with me in our interview and just getting to know you was when I asked the question, why are you drawn to want this role as the Neighborhood Association Coordinator? And your answer was very, very heartfelt and thoughtful, that you don't want anyone to feel alone. And I thought that sense of connection that you felt was important, that really resonated with me. Aww. And so I think that approach is going to be really great for those out there that might feel alone and might feel disconnected from their community. Yeah,
because when I first moved here, the only person I knew was the man I married and my children.
That's
so, and that's especially when you're born and raised in the same town. And I traveled, but Indianapolis was my home. Yes. So I wasn't used to anything else besides that. I knew where everything was. I knew where to go if I wanted to do something, or people to go see if I wanted to be around people or whatever. And so I don't want no one to ever feel that, even if they've been here for years or they're new to Marion. I want them to feel like, I'm at home and I got support. And I got some friends or somebody I can lean on and be like, hey, let me ask if, about this or about that, or I'm concerned about this issue, or has this issue been addressed, or when will it be addressed? And versus just standing just with no kind of resolution or answer or comfort or peace. And mental health is so important, and feeling alone is terrible. It's awful feeling, and I don't want anyone to feel that way.
I've definitely been there when I had to move on the East Coast. I definitely know what you were going through, and very just excited that you have made Marion your home and that you feel like you've made a lot of connections here. And thankfully your family is close enough, even if they're not in Marion, thankfully they're close.
Yeah.
But that you've like springboarded into stepping into this role to help others that may be in your position that you were once in, albeit briefly. But so there's some things that we are working on in the city development department that I just wanted to mention, just kind of plug a little bit and tease a little bit. But we're very excited to share with you, Marion, that Ball State selected Marion for their Now Entering documentary series. So they're going to be coming out with Now Entering Marion, and that will be released in the spring. So just so you know, we've been working with Ball State. We've been working with some local community members who have been enthusiastic to share their stories. We're kind of in the phase where we're finishing the interview process. The Ball State crew is. So excited about that. And we're already planning the next State of the City address. That's going to be in May. We're working on the next citywide cleanup dates for this year, and there will still be 6 of them like there were last year, and it will be April through September. So be on the lookout. Like I said, you can follow us on social media. You can get the app. We're always promoting and always looking to improve the My Marion app, so you can get it on your Apple or your Android. And so make sure that you have My Marion app, and you can get the updates on anything that we are working on, not just in our department, but in all the facets of the city of Marion. So Lillian, is there anything else that you wanted to mention today as we start to wrap up our kickoff podcast for the season?
Well, I just want everyone to know that 1, I'm very excited. 2, I absolutely love this woman. She has been nothing but kind, generous, patient, and a boss that anyone could ever ask for.
Thank you.
And that goes for everybody at the office. And as far as the Marions, I love it.
I love that term.
You Marions, I am so thrilled in this new journey that I'm going to embark with you. We're going to do this together. Yes. And I'm excited about what's to come, what's the future going to hold. We're going to have a good time on this podcast. We're going to have a good time just in general. This is going to be great. 2026 and moving forward, we're going to have a good time. We're going to make things happen.
It's going to be great. I'm so excited to have you on board.
Thank you.
Lillian. And if anyone wants to congratulate or welcome Lillian, she is already found on the city website, cityofmarion.in. And if you go to the contacts page, you'll find Lillian Harshaw under our department. So you can email her and tell her congrats and welcome her aboard if you want to. But yes, she is reachable, and we are reachable, and we're excited for the new year. So thank you, friends, for making How Marion Works a part of your routine. Find us on Apple, Spotify, and many more major platforms. Episodes release every other Monday at 5 a.m., so follow us or subscribe to us on your favorite place for podcasts. For Lillian Harshaw, I'm Layla Price-Bodkin, and this is How Marion Works. We'll talk again soon. Thank you for listening to the How Marion Works podcast. We hope you'll join us next time.